Myself Rehan Azmal from Class 8 Foundation of CBSE CRS School. Today we are going to study about the projectile motion. So let's begin it. So before starting projectile motion, we should know what is two-dimensional motion. It is a type of motion in which two coordinates are changes out of three coordinates. So let's take an example like an insect is crawling over a plane. Okay. So let's plot a graph for better experience of this example. So here we can see there is a x coordinate, y coordinate and z. So this plane is known as XY plane. And this plane is known as ZX plane. And this one is known as YZ plane. So here is our insect and he is doing some motion like this. And here is the origin, which is x1, y1, comma z1. At the origin x1 is 0, y1 is 0 and z1 is also 0. And here we also take x, y, z coordinate and here x2, y2, comma z2. So here we know about the 2D motion. So let's head toward the condition of projectile motion. Condition of projectile motion. There are some conditions like the motion of object should be in a plane. motion should be influenced by the means of gravitational force. By means of gravitational force, which is mg. So the third one is the projectile must have some initial velocity. Some initial velocity. And the fourth one is the projectile should not have any kind of energy. If that projectile have any kind of energy, then like this, when projectile will go, then the energy will oppose it. Then the projectile motion will not happen. So these are some conditions for projectile motion. So let's take an example of this, like a arrow get out of a bow. Here the projectile goes like this, and there are infinite points. They all have mg only downwards. So let's head toward some important points of this projectile motion about which we have to care. First one, there is no effect of air resistance Second one is that there is no effect of curvature of earth. That means there is no effect of the shape of the earth. And the third one is there is no effect of rotation of earth. one is very important, that if we project any projectile in any direction, the magnitude and direction of gravity will be same at all the points. If we will project any projectile in any direction, the magnitude and direction of gravity will be same on all the points.
पहले से लिखना बता दिया ना।
The magnitude and direction of gravity is same at all points. So here are some our important points, and after this we are heading towards the real topic, the oblique projectile motion. So, if any projectile is projected, then there is some vertical motion and some horizontal motion. So let's write it. Horizontal and vertical motion. So firstly talk about the horizontal motion. So basically horizontal motion is a uniform motion in which the velocity will be constant and the acceleration will be zero. Horizontal motion is a uniform motion in which the velocity will be constant and acceleration is equals to 0. Let's talk about the vertical motion. So vertical motion is a non-uniform motion in which the velocity always changes and the motion will be, it can be accelerated motion or retarded motion. Vertical motion is a non-uniform motion in which velocity changes and it can be an accelerated or retarded motion. So here we already talked about the oblique projectile motion. After this, our next topic is to prove the equation of trajectory. So for this, Bittu will come and solve the equation of trajectory.
Hello everyone. So I am MD Mazar from class 8 Foundation of CBSE Competitive School Mohania, and today I am going to prove the equation of trajectory, which we mostly study in the projectile motion. So let's begin. So we have found the x and y axis. Now we have to project the projectile, and the projection of angle will be theta. And we have to discuss the points, some points like this will be h1, x, mainly the x is the distance, and here we will take the time t1. So from the, we know that t is equal to x upon u cos theta, and this time has come from the equation x is equal to ux into t, and here the ux is the horizontal component of the velocity. So ux is mainly given by u cos theta, and we have another component which is vertical component. So ui is equal to u sin theta. So I am proving this, you must pay attention. So from the second equation of motion, we have y is equal to ui minus half gt square. As we are throwing this projectile in the upward direction, so our this will be negative. Y is equal to ui. As I have discussed here, ui is the vertical component, that is u sin theta. U sin theta into t. T means time, and the time, as we have discussed, that x upon u cos theta, where x is the distance, and there is g, into t square. T square means the square of this time, the time which in which there is a time of flight. So as we are squaring this quantity, u square cos square theta. So we know that the u and the u are same, so we can cut this, and we know that from the basic trigonometry that sin theta upon cos theta is equal to tan theta. I will also mention this. So x tan theta minus g and x square will be together, gx square upon 2u square cos square theta. This is our equation of trajectory, and it is of the form ax minus bx square. Ax minus bx square, because here 2 is constant and u square will have some value. Now we are moving to the next topic, projectile motion, in which I will derive the formula of time of flight, range and height.
Hello everyone, myself Prasant Pal from Standard 10, and this 10th class foundation class of JEE NEET on the face of Monia Kamoor. So today we will discuss about the formula of projectile, range, horizontal distance and time of flight. Let us draw the projectile. Just this is y-axis and this is x-axis. Here we draw x and here y part. And this projectile is starting from origin. So here and some speed u with angle theta, and this coordinate is x coordinate. So the complement of speed in x coordinate is that we can write ux is equal to u cos theta, and the complement of speed in vertical plane uy बराबर u sin theta, and the time taken to complete the projectile is known as time of flight. Means we can say the time taken by the particle to be in air is known as time of flight. Here we can write time of flight is t, and we know that the particle when go on the peak point, here this is the peak point, we namely say that p, and here the particle have only horizontal direction, horizontal velocity, and vertical velocity will be 0. So for vertical plane, for vertical direction we can say vy बराबर u y माइनस का, क्योंकि जो पार्टिकल है वो अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है, इसलिए हम लोग माइनस सी टी vy final velocity at the peak point will be 0 and the initial velocity in the vertical plane, vertical direction, here u sin theta minus the zt. When we solve when we further solve this equation, we got the t is equal to u sin theta upon c. And this time of flight for half of the path of the projectile. For full path, for total time, we conclude that total time taken by the particle to complete its path is twice that of half path. So we can write here u sin theta upon z, that is 2u sin theta upon z, that is time of flight. So our next topic will be horizontal distance, that is maximum height, that is h max, where vertical velocity of the particle is 0. Here we take the equation of motion, that is third equation of motion, v square minus u square is equal to 2gh. I take this equation because here we have already find v which is 0 and u in the vertical direction u sin theta, and we have to find h here, and g and 2 is known quantity. So we can here write by third equation of Galileo, v square, that is 0 minus u square sin square theta. First I write this simply, u sin theta whole square is equal to 2gh. Here h we can say here h max, so I write in its capital form. G is negative because the particle is going on upward direction, minus u square sin square theta 2gh minus that, and we can cancel the negative terms, and here we find that h बराबर u square sin square theta upon 2g. That is our basic formula, and here we again find the range of the projectile, and this range is derived by the help of time of flight and the horizontal direction of velocity. So range, we take the simple formula, because here in horizontal direction we know that projectile have constant speed, constant velocity. So we multiply horizontal velocity and with time, that is u cos theta. First I write it simply, ux into time, and we have find that ux is equal to u cos theta, and time of flight is 2u sin theta upon c. Here we arrange to make the formula with the simply, that is u square 2 sin theta cos theta upon c, and we have already learned that the formula of sin 2 theta, that is 2 sin theta cos theta. So in the place of 2 sin theta cos theta we can write sin 2 theta. Here we arrange u square sin 2 theta upon c, that is range of the projectile. After that we find the displacement of the projectile. For the next phase, here displacement of the projectile. Here we again draw a shape of the projectile. This is x-axis and that is in y-axis. Here the particle again start from the origin with a speed u and make an angle with horizontal, that is theta. And on the here, for we know that displacement vector, that is r vector, we can say displacement is equal to r in x coordinate plus r in y coordinate. That is, here r in y coordinate is h max, and in x coordinate, here x coordinate means displacement in x axis. So here in h max we can find
Hello everyone, myself Anuj Kumar Singh from class 8A and from Mohania Kamur. So today we discuss about the displacement of projectile. Firstly, we draw x and y axis for projectile motion. Here the coordinate is 0, 0, and this is our projectile. We throw this projectile with some initial velocity u at an angle of theta. So for some points in this projection, let's take a point R. Here the displacement of R from the x-axis is y, and the displacement of point R from the y-axis is x. Let's draw the resultant of all these 2 point forces and name the point as x I cap plus y j cap. Draw it separately. When we draw it separately, here the angle between these lines is to be indicated as phi. Our x-axis and y-axis, our R, and the point is x I cap plus y j cap. So here the displacement in horizontal component is u cos theta, and in vertical direction u sin theta. So for any time t, horizontal distance x is equal to ux into t. So x is equal to u cos theta into t. In vertical motion, velocity in y is u sin theta. Then apply second equation of motion. Y is equal to Vy t minus half gt square. Y is equal to Vy u sin theta into t minus half gt square. So the resultant of the displacement is x I cap plus y j cap. X I cap is that u cos theta t I cap plus u sin theta t minus half gt square. So finally the magnitude of this displacement is resultant is
root under
u cos theta t whole square plus u sin theta t minus half gt square का whole square. So this is our displacement of projection. Then we move to our velocity of projection.
Okay, nice. Very good.